Hey guys, it's Rose with Roselikescrochet. How is everybody doing? It is Thursday, August 27th, 2025, and I am coming on here with probably the last yarn yakking video for August. So for those of you who are new here, my name is Rose. I like to crochet. I like yarn a lot. You'll see some of that in this video, and I make stitch markers along with other handmade items. You can find those in my Etsy shop. It's linked down below in the description box if you want to favorite the shop and favorite a few items. I really do appreciate it. So yarn yakking videos are basically me talking about if I have any happy mail, which I do. We're going to add in donations. I have some of those. If I've been yarn shopping, and yes, I have, just a little right now, and then I placed an order online. I'll tell you about that. And then if I have any finished objects, I normally do not discuss works in progress, mostly because I don't have a whole lot and I don't want to be held accountable for completing things. So yeah, so we're going to get into that. We'll do some admin stuff. There is a Facebook group for this YouTube podcast, and everything I talk about will be linked down below in the description box. So you have to answer 3 questions to join. I promise they're easy. You can also go follow me on Instagram. That's at Roselikescrochet. Feel free to tag me in any giveaways you see over there. And that is connected to a Facebook business page. So if you could follow me over there, that would be great too. So other than the Etsy shop, not much else other than a spring shop with some Roselikescrochet merchandise if you so choose to do that. So we're going to get started with some happy mail that I have first. So I got a card. I just have to show you guys. And then we're going to get into the generous crafters, and we're going to get into random acts of crochet kindness. So I got a card, and on the back of the card, it's, okay, so I'll tell you guys about this later, but it says no cats, no dogs, not even a goldfish. So this card is from Joan, and this is the card. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. You guys, I really do adore cats. I think they're phenomenal creatures. I'm just really highly allergic to them. Anyway, Joan says, Rose, when I saw this card, I instantly thought of you. Thank you for all you do for the crochet community, from Joan. Joan, thank you so much for that card. That was awesome. Okay, so let's talk about random acts of crochet kindness before we get any further. Every month I am doing a contest for random acts of crochet kindness. And what I do is I pick a item out of a bag. So that's random also. And then my contest is all you have to do is send me an email with how many of those items you made along with some pictures and where you left them. And then at the end of the month, I will pick a winner with a random name generator. Everything is so random. And then you just get a little ball of yarn and a stitch marker and some stickers. So just something little, because random acts of crochet kindness, you can use little scraps of yarn to make little items. So this month, which is August, our item was a star. So you still have a couple of days to send me an email if you want to make any stars and be entered into my contest. And I will tell you that at my craft fair this past weekend, I had all of my random acts of kindness, crochet kindness, that were just kind of hanging out, and I brought them with me and I handed them out to random people on Sunday. And it was kind of awkward because I would walk up to people and just be like, in my booth, I would walk up to people and just be like, can I give you something? And then I would just be like, here, take this. And they would look at it and like, wait, what? Then they would realize what it was and they would say thank you and walk away with a smile. So that was pretty cool. So I prefer to leave them in places and like let people just find them, but I really, really wanted to hand those out. So a couple more days to send me pictures of your stars and let me know where you left them. And hopefully you guys are having fun with this. And then the next video, we'll pick a winner. We'll show you all everyone's stars. And then we'll pick a new item for September. Oh my gosh, September already. Okay, so that's it for random acts of crochet kindness. We're also going to talk about generous crafters. I have a couple of donations to show you, but I just want to let you know first that there are 2 donations you can send in anytime. And for anyone who's new here, the Generous Crafters is a charity group that I found because of my friend Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. Oh, hi, Paula and Philip. We'll talk about them later too. I found them and they agreed to accept donations from us. So every month we are doing a different item that you can send in, and we are ending this in October. So preferably no later than the end of October. Like, I really can't have any stragglers in November. So the items of the month that you'll see for August are Loveys, Amigurumi, no larger than 12 to 14 inches, and mobius fidgets. And by the way, they're not as strict as the last charity that we were helping. If you can't send it in by the end of August, you can always send it in September, and that's fine. The items of the month for September are hats, scarves, mittens, and ear warmers. They don't have to be sets, but if you want to make sets, that's totally fine. And then for October, they are looking for blankets. So no like preemie blankets or anything. So it has to be kid size, like ages 2 and up. So whatever you think that is, that's what they're looking for. Now, the other thing that they're looking for, which could assist us in this October venture that we're getting into, is they are also looking for 6-inch granny squares. And what they're going to do with the 6-inch granny squares is put them together and make blankets. And my friends and I have already put together one blanket, and we are working on a second blanket, but not with those granny squares. We're doing a different project. Anyway, 6-inch granny squares you can send anytime through middle to end of October. The other thing that they will take anytime are something called a prayer square. So this is knit, this is crocheted, and this is sewn. So 3x4 or 3x3 is the size they prefer. And I think there's a link in my description box for the Generous Crafters blog. And there is the pattern for this particular square. Maybe even this square is in there. I'm not sure. I don't remember. You can also make these without the bobble stitches. So just a plain 3x4 square like that. So those you can send anytime through the end of October. Okay, so I do have donations, but I'm going to show you those after we're done with all the other stuff. So before I show you some finished objects, and I'm going to do finished objects first this time, I had a 3-day craft fair this past weekend, and it was in a town in northern Illinois. It is a university town, so kids were back at college, and it's a humongous festival. They had great entertainment, and where the crafters were, we were right down the street from where the stage was. So we got to hear all the concerts. I did, if anyone has been following me for a while, I did this last year and it was phenomenal. And this year it was even better than last year. So I did sell out of a couple things, and I always think it's so fun that people, when I tell them I'm doing a craft fair, that people say sell out, and I'm always like, I'm never gonna sell out. But I did. I sold out of 2 items, so that was pretty exciting. So I have listed every day what I sold, but then I realized it would be kind of redundant to keep saying the same thing for all 3 days. So I added up all the items that I sold over all 3 of the days at this craft fair. And it was a lot. I have a craft fair coming up this Sunday, and I'm not going to be able to replenish even like a small percentage of what I sold this past weekend. And I thought I had so much inventory. I was sadly mistaken. So next year I am going to have to plan accordingly and make lots and lots and lots and more stuff than I even made this year. And you guys have not been seeing all the stuff I've been making because I've been pre-recording it like before craft fairs and then packing it up in my car. So I have a bunch of clips that I need to show you guys. But then I have all these donations, so I can't really put a whole bunch of clips in these videos. Okay, anyway, I'm going to tell you the totals of everything that I sold. I will also say that if you are doing craft fairs, it is very wise if you take some sort of payment other than cash. So I did have a couple people that paid me via Zelle, which was amazing because then I didn't have to pay any fees because it wasn't a credit card. I had lots of people pay me in cash, and I had even more people pay me on either tap to pay or a credit card or a debit card or Apple Pay or Google Pay or however they wanted to do it, which goes through my Square reader. So, like I said, super successful. I highly recommend taking some form of payment other than cash. That's just my suggestion. I can insert pictures of what my booth looked like, but it was, we had a lot more space than just a 10 by 10 space. So I put my tent all the way to the back, and then I had some stuff kind of like hanging out in the front. So it was kind of, it depends on, like, I think the picture that I took, the sunlight was angled in a certain way where it looked like my tent was dark. So I don't know if the pictures are going to come up. If I think they're going to look okay, I'll insert those pictures here of what my setup looked like. I'll insert them here. Okay, I'm not sure if there were any pictures there, but if there were, that's what it looked like. All right, so we're gonna just get into the totals of what I sold, and I have a lot that I sold. So out of the 3 days, I, believe it or not, only sold 5 Loveys, and sometimes I am at craft fairs and I don't sell any Loveys, and sometimes I sell 13 or 15. It's just really depends. So at this particular craft fair, I only sold 5 Loveys. I sold 23 hair scrunchies, and I will show you that this one is ripped. So I do have it here. I need to replace this, but I have a spinner rack. And if you ever watch Kim, the Regretful Yarn Addict, I kind of got the idea of getting the spinner rack from her. She has one, and if there was a picture, you would have seen it in there. But anyway, I put these little bracelet tags on my scrunchies, and then I ordered stickers with my logo and just my name on it, and they hang on a spinny rack. This one I just need to replace the tag because it ripped. But I sold 23 scrunchies. I sold 16 leggy frogs, 3 of my towels with the towel rings on them, 16 loaf cats. I sold out of loaf cats. I have not a single loaf cat left in my house right now. I sold 5 emotional support pickles, 11 ears of corn. You guys, this was called Corn Fest. I don't know why I thought 11 ears of corn was gonna be enough, but I really thought it was gonna be enough. It was not enough. I sold out of corn. I sold 12 chickens, 13 pigs, 11 stingray. I only have 1 color left of stingrays. I have the green ones that I've made a while ago. That's all I have left. And I think there's maybe like 8 or 9 of them left. So I sold 11 stingrays. I sold 21 octos, and those are the big ones that I make. You can check my last video if you want to see what those look like. I recently made some new Dammit dolls. I sold 6 Dammit dolls. 7 bucket hats. I'm going to show you a bucket hats here in a minute. 3 flower fidgets. All of the little flowers that I made for that flower and garden show earlier this year, I only had 5 left. I sold all 5 of them. I have no more flowers. I sold 9 chapstick holders. I sold 14 market bags. 14. And that included some extra thick ones that I haven't shown you guys yet. I sold 15 jellyfish. 15 jellyfish. I sold 1 water bottle holder, 3 F-bombs, 1 baby blanket, 1 coaster set, 2 fidget keychains. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I make the really big jellyfish to hang on my tent. I don't know if you saw it in the picture, if there was a picture, but I make really big ones out of blanket yarn, like where I basically use almost an entire ball of blanket yarn. And I sold 1 of those. Oh my gosh. I sold 3 chill pills and 4 bees. You guys, that's the most I have ever sold at a craft fair ever in my entire life. And it just, if someone can remind me next year when I talk about August coming up, y'all better be like telling me I need to start cranking out the stuff, because I can't believe I sold that much stuff. Anyway, it was very successful. So thank you to anyone who was sending me good vibes, because it worked, and I really do appreciate it. And it was so much fun. And the people there were amazing. I met a whole bunch of really nice people there. So I am pretty much SOL for this coming Sunday's craft fair, because not that anyone will know, because I have 0 chickens. So no one will probably even know that I sell chickens, because I will have none. So I have no chickens, I have no corn, and I'm pretty much low on stock on every single thing. So I really need to get going. So we're going to hurry up and finish this video. Anyway, okay, so that was great. Thank you so much to everyone who sent me good vibes. Okay, I'm going to show you two different finished objects here right now, and then I'm going to insert a clip like I've been talking. So I have been taking yarn to craft fairs and just working on stuff as I was there, and I was working on bucket hats, and I have 2 that I finished. So I am going to tell you, I'll hold this up while I'm telling you. I use a tutorial, which is linked down below, Crochet with Liz, I think it's down there. And I use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. So I recently made this one with, I love this yarn. Oh, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. The color on this one is called turquoise. So this one is done. And I do sell all of my bucket hats in my Etsy shop if you want to go and check it out. There's a ton of colors in there. And then the other one that I finished is also, I love this cotton, and the color on this is called Forest. And I finished that one also. So finished those 2. And then at the craft fair, I was also working on this baby blanket. I was hoping to get this to be bigger so that I could donate it to the Generous Crafters, but I could not get it any big enough for the Generous Crafters. Anyway, I had this 1 ball of Premier Bloom, and it is 656 yards. The color is called Peony, and it's a 3 weight. I believe I was using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook to make this. Just a granny square. You guys, I was just doing a plain old granny square. I only had that much yarn left, and I was with Paula, Phillip, and Carolyn. Carolyn collects preemie size blankets for a charity she donates to outside of the Generous Crafters, and she said she would take this blanket. So this is the blanket. It's just a granny square, you guys. So there you go. This is the blanket. Just a plain old granny square, but it is just enough for the charity that Carolyn works with. I did run out. I couldn't do a border except for single crochet. So all I did was a single crochet border. So this will be going to Miss Carolyn. So Carolyn, next time I see you, you can have this. That's done. And then the clip that I want to insert of finished objects is going to be a clip of some loaf cats that I made a little while ago, but they're all sold out. So I'm going to insert that clip right here. Hey guys, Rose from the past, coming on here to show you some loaf cats that I've been making. I am not actually getting ready for a craft fair, but I've been finishing lots and lots of stuff and haven't been able to add them to videos yet. So I figured I would make these separately and then include them in a future video. So this is Rose from the past. So I am going to tell you that I have been making some loaf cats, and the tutorial that I use is it's here on YouTube, and it's from False Bubbles, and it's called the Loaf Cat, I think, and it is linked down below in the description box of all my videos, so you can go and check it out. I'm not sure what hook size she uses, but I was using it says it's a 5 bulky. I'll show you guys this. I used a 7 millimeter hook, so I'm going to show you what I've been using for these loaf cats. At my last craft fair, I did sell quite a few, so I needed to restock some inventory. So this is a discontinued yarn as far as I know from Michael's Loops and Threads Fluffy Flex, and it is only 126 yards, and it says that it is a 5 weight. but it really does work up just like Bernat blanket yarn. So it recommends a 6mm hook, but I used a 7mm hook for all of the cats that I'm going to show you. So they didn't do a very good job with the color names. I'll tell you the color names. They are yellow, orange, green, purple, blue, and gray. So those are the color names. So I only had, I think, one of each color. I might have an extra one of the orange, but otherwise I wanted to use all this up. So I did. So I'm going to show you the cats, and here we go. Here is the first one. So this is a Loaf cat. And you know what, you guys, the yarn was really, really nice. It's kind of sad that they're discontinued, and it does have all these flecks in it. And it's not like hairy flecks, like sometimes you get like the worsted weight like fleck yarn, and like the flecks actually come off, and these were pretty well ingrained inside the yarn. So here, oh sorry, here here is one of the yellow ones. So I have two of each color, and then I'll show you some extra stuff that I made. So there are the yellow ones, and I did the whiskers different on all of them, and I think I did different color eyes. This one has brown eyes and this one has green eyes, because you just never know, right? So there are the yellow ones. Here are the orange ones. And I don't know, I thought of Garfield when I was making the orange ones. So this one I gave the funny eyes to, and this one just has regular eyes. And you guys, it's all no sew except for the tail. Now you guys know that I'm all about the no sew. So this is totally low sew. All you have to do is sew on the tail. So those are the orange ones. And then I will show you the purple ones. So I've got, like I said, two of each color. So there are the purple ones, and they both have green eyes. So hopefully some little person or some bigger person will like these little flecky Loaf cats. And I'm going to show you the blue ones. So I've got, these are just so adorable, you guys. So there are the blue ones, and this one has yellow eyes and this one has brown eyes. I've been going through a lot of eyes lately, safety eyes. And then here is the gray one, or here are the gray ones. So there's these guys right here with their little tails and their little ears. And then they both have orange eyes. I know some people have asked, do I have black ones? I really don't want to make black cats. Not because I have anything against black cats, but the black yarn is not thrilling me. So, okay, here are the green ones that I made. This one has a little bit of a problem with his eye, but that's okay. Not everyone's perfect. I don't know, I'll have to squish him and fill him out up there. So there is, one has orange eyes and one has yellow eyes. So there are the green ones. And then I had enough left over of the green to make half of a leggy froggy. So here is a leggy froggy. And then I used some yellow sparkly yarn for the pants. So this is a bonus here on this video. We've got a frog in pants. I thought because he was green, I could make him into a frog. So that's what I did. The tutorial I used for the leggy frog is also linked down below in the description box. So frog and pants. And then I had enough left over out of all of the colors to make a multicolored cat. So I started with the yellow, I got some orange, the blue, the purple, and the rest of the gray. So I am all done with all of this, except I think I have one more ball of the orange yarn. I think, I'm not sure. So those are my Loaf cats. Let me know what you guys think if you use a different pattern. Again, these are no sew, like these are just bobble stitches. These you do as you go. The only thing you have to sew on is the tail. I said no sew, but they're low sew. And I don't know, let me know what you think. What was your favorite color? My favorite color obviously is purple, so I like the purple cat. But I really like this orange cat with the Garfield eyes. So I don't know, he's like probably my favorite one. So let me know what you guys think of the Loaf cats, and I am gonna go and return you to the current rows. So I will talk to you later. Bye. All right, you guys, so let me know what you think of the loaf cats. I am currently going to try and make as many as I can between now and Sunday so that I have something to sell at my craft fair on Sunday. But let me know what you think of them. I think that they're adorable, and so do a bunch of other people because I sold out. Anyway, so I was at the Generous Crafters meeting this past Monday to drop off all of your amazing donations. And when they saw us coming in, they were like, oh my gosh. They were so excited to get all of your donations, you guys. And they were just flabbergasted at how beautiful everything was that you guys sent. So thank you so, so much for continuing to donate to the Generous Crafters. So after the Generous Crafters, it was Paula, Philip, Carolyn, and myself. So hi, guys. Oh, and Lynn came. So hi, Lynn. Thanks for coming. So we went out for dinner, and I said we need to go somewhere that is at least close to the Michaels that's down the street. So we ate dinner, and then we went to Michaels. Now, I did post some pictures of the new yarn that they had in the aisle, not in the yarn aisles, but like in the center aisles, the new Karen cakes. So they had new, oh my gosh, what are those called? Macchiato cakes in some really pretty colors. I didn't buy any of that because it does have wool in it. They also had a spot for the anniversary cakes, like the big ones, but they didn't have any of those out. And then they had the slice of anniversary cake, or the slice of cake, which is like the colors that coordinate with the anniversary cakes. I did not buy any of those either, but they also had something called a smash cake. And I was enamored with these colors. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna make with them, but wowza, they're just gorgeous. I'm gonna show you the two that I bought because I only bought two. So they were not on sale. I had a coupon for 25% off one item, and Philip had a coupon that he wasn't gonna use for 25% off one item. So we did separate transactions, and I got each one of these for $9.74. So I'll show you the one that's not my ultimate favorite first, but I'll show you what it looks like. So it says a Karen Smash Cake, and it is, this particular color is called Turquoise Punch, and it is like lime green, dark green, hot pink, lime, like a fluorescent yellow, and it's got black twisted in it and white. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I'll tell you about it because it's brand new. 100% acrylic, 8 ounces, 227 grams, 432 yards, 395 meters. It says machine wash and dry. It is a 4-weight. They want you to use 5mm knitting needles and 5.5mm crochet hook. And this is, let's see where it is, made in India. So again, this one is called Turquoise Punch. And you know what? It's kind of interesting because there really isn't any turquoise in that, in that color. But okay, whatever. So this was like my second favorite one. So I did pick up one of these. And you guys, I don't know what to make with it. 432 yards. I mean, a hat and a cowl. But if you look at like the picture, that like a sample, I know this is knit, but look at how busy that is. It's like it wants to pull, but it doesn't want to pull. So I don't know. I would definitely have to try something first, but I'm thinking a hat and a cowl with that. Now, if I do make a hat and a cowl, this one would be for me because these are my colors. This is called Blackberry. I mean, you guys, seriously? Oh my gosh. It's so, so pretty. Now, they did have a color that was like mostly black with a little bit of white going through it. And it didn't, like, that was the only one that looked like it wouldn't, maybe there was one other one that looked like it wouldn't be so busy like that sample right there. But I know that these two are going to be super, super busy. But I didn't care. And I knew that they were only 25% off. But oh my gosh, they're so pretty. So let me know if you guys have seen smash cakes or the slices or the new anniversary cakes or the macchiato cakes in your Michaels if you have one close to you. But you guys, I couldn't resist it. This is so like 80s, right? With the neon, like black light looking. Oh my gosh, those are the only two that I picked up, you guys. So then we went to Walmart and we found some yarn for $2.50. So if you guys are close to your Walmart, go and check it out and see if they have any. It's the baby blanket frosting. If they have any left, check it, because we scanned it and they were $2.50 for each one of these. So this one is called Seaside. Paula, there was like 2 or 3 other ones, and Paula took those because she wants to make a blanket. And then there were a couple that were just like in such bad shape, no labels, like totally reballed. I was not willing to rescue them, even for $2.50. So I picked up one of these for $2.50. And then these two looked pretty decent, kind of. I mean, look at that one. This color is called Very Berry. And then I think the gray one, I can't remember what that one is called, was also $2.50. And there was one that was in good shape, and Philip took that one, I think. So I got these for $2.50. And then I got this one right here for $4.50. This is Bernat Blanket Tweeds, and the color on this is called Sea Tweed, and $4.50 for that at the Walmart that I was at. The only other yarn that I bought, we saw this on an end cap, was this DIY Glow Twist Torsade. I don't know what that means. These were on clearance for $3.50 each. So I'm going to show you what I got. I don't know if you can get these anywhere else, but I'm going to tell you what my plan is for these. They had this orange, and the color is called Bright Orange. They had this purple, and the color is just called Purple. And then they also had this lime green, and the color is called Lime Green. So I looked at the yardage on this. These are 103 yards each. And the makeup on this is, I believe, 50% cotton and, oh no, I'm sorry, it's 100% polyester. 100% polyester on these, and they glow. So here was my plan with these. So I'm hoping that I could do a jellyfish with each one of these. And then because they all have white running through them, which I believe is the glowing part, right? Like I would make the little string that I use to hang them. I would make those in regular white acrylic yarn, because this is a 4-weight. And then the head of the jellyfish would be this, and the tentacles would be this. And then the way I make my jellyfish, the tutorial that I use, you make the bottom cap separate. So I would make the bottom cap in regular white yarn, and then the tentacles would all be in this yarn. And then if you're actually hanging it somewhere, it would look like it's hanging out of nowhere, because the white yarn, regular acrylic, not glow in the dark, would not glow in the dark. And I think that would be really cool. So that's my intention with all of these glow in the dark yarns, is to pair it with white for the hanger and for other, maybe other, like the bottom part of it, and then make jellyfish out of it. So that's why I got those, you guys. Okay, we also found these cute little Garfield stuffies for $5 each. Yes, $5 each. So there is a Garfield and there is an Odie. So I picked up those guys to make Loveys. And then you guys, believe it or not, my mirror for, I let people try on my bucket hats at my craft fairs. My mirror broke this past weekend. So I found a mirror for like, I don't want to show you, like be like in your face with it. Anyway, found this mirror for like $5. It's a big one. And then I was also having an issue with putting the sides up on my tents, and the lady next to me was super nice and she let me borrow some of her clips. So I found these at Walmart to help clip up the sides of my tent. So I got those. Then while I was at it, Philip was like, you should just go to a place called oh my gosh, what is it called? Harbor Freight. He said, get the clips there. And he said they're like $1 something each. But these were like $6 for 4. So it was still $1.50 each. Anyway, I went to Harbor Freight because there's one not far from me. And I found this bag of spring clamps. There are a bunch of these guys. And it was like $6 for this whole bag. And it's 22 pieces. So that was the extent of my shopping. And that was all done like on Monday and Tuesday. So I will tell you that I have a large yarn order from Yarnspirations coming. They had sent me a text message that blanket yarn, or there was a big sale on yarn, and I was just interested in the blanket yarn, so I ordered quite a bit of blanket yarn, and it's free shipping. So I don't know when it'll be here, but just so you know, it's on order. Okay, so let me know if you guys have had any success at Michael's with that yarn. We're going to get into donations now, but I'm going to clear this off first, and then we're going to get right into donations. Hang on. All right, you guys. So before I start on the donations, I just want to send this vibe out into the universe. So Tammy donated a bunch of her birthday money, and I sent her an email. So Tammy, if you're watching, please check your email. She has enough to donate a lovey for the month of August for Generous Crafters. So Tammy, if you're watching, please go check your email, because I sent you an email asking you which lovey you want to donate for August. So, yeah, Tammy, let me know. All right, so the first donation I'm going to show you today is actually from someone named Tina, and she is from California. And she actually sent me a message in my Etsy shop and wanted to donate a lovey from my Etsy shop. So I said, sure, no problem. So she went and placed an order, and then something happened, and then she placed another order. And so I sent her a message, are you sure you want to order 2 of these? And she said, oops, yeah, go ahead and donate 2 of them. So, so Tina, thank you so much. She picked these 2 kitty cats. So these guys are the Loveys that she purchased off my Etsy shop. So she is donating these to the Generous Crafter. So Tina, thank you so, so much for donating these 2 kitty cat Loveys. They will go straight to the Generous Crafter. So, and thank you for your support of my Etsy shop. I really do appreciate that. When I met up with Lynn, she gave me a bag of donations for September, because she will be unavailable to give them to me then. And she has a note here, and it says, hi Rose, it's always great to see you and spend time with you. Here's my contribution for September for the Generous Crafters. Okay, so she says the hat and scarf sets were from Bag O' Day Patterns. So that is this one right here. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. And look at the pom-pom. There is a really thick scarf in there. Here is another one. And this is without a pom-pom, but look at that. Oh my gosh, just beautiful. Then she says the Divine hats are from Fiber Spider. So, oh my gosh, this is my favorite hat pattern. So there is one. Oh, and I love this yarn. Ooh, Lynn, so nice. Was I with you when you got this yarn? It looks familiar. Ooh, it's so soft too. And then she says, the ear warmers, there's a video from Crochet Cabin. It's an easy pattern and a great way to use up some of my leftovers. Happy crocheting from Lynn. So there is one. Ooh, that's really nice because it's like super stretchy. Look at that, you guys. So these are amazing patterns, designs, colors. Thank you so much, Lynn. See, that one matches the hat. Same yarn. Look at how pretty that one is. Oh, that's a big twist. I know that for a fact. And there is this one, and it has some flex in it. And there is the last one. So Lynn, it was great seeing you on Monday. Thank you so much for the donations for the Generous Crafters. I appreciate it. And okay, I have one more on the table here. This bag that I got comes from Jonah, and Jonah has a YouTube channel here. She's pretty amazing. It's Jonah's Crochet Journey. I will link her down below in the description box. And I was doing a collaboration with you guys for the month of August. I was donating the little stuffed animals, and then people were gonna send me the Lovey blankets to go with the stuffed animals. And Jonah offered to do one of those for us. So she wrote on a note here, "Hi Rose, here is the Lovey blanket for the bear. I use the granny square start technique with Bernat blanket yarn in the colorway Autumn Leaves. We do have 2 cats, so I put it in a bag so that you don't have a reaction. Take care and see you soon. Thanks, Jonah from Jonah's Crochet Journey on YouTube." You guys, she does some amazing projects. I think she's getting ready to move, so I'm not quite sure how often she'll be posting videos until she's settled back in. But if you want to see this blanket up front, you can, like I said, I'll link her and you can go and check out her channel, and she does show the blanket. But this is the stuffed animal that she was provided as her Lovey stuffy, and I think you did an amazing job matching the colors. So I am not going to open up the bag to show you guys because she's got kitty cats, but I will make sure that this goes together with this bag so that they know that this is a set. So Jonah, thank you so much for agreeing to do the collaboration with us. I really do appreciate it. Okay, let's get to the next one. All right, you guys, the next package I have comes from Jan, and she is from Michigan. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. It's glittery. And she writes in there, "Dear Rose, yes, I have a cat house. Hello, I'm sending you the Lovey I created for the little ghost stuffy you assigned me." Okay, so Jan was given this guy right here as her stuffy. And this is, oh my gosh, this is the blanket she made for it, and it is so awesome. You guys, there's fuzzy yarn on the bottom. Oh my gosh, Jan, thank you so much. This is gonna be so adorable once it's put together. So I will make sure that this guy goes in a bag together. That way they know that the blanket is for that one. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. She says, "I also have 21 6-inch granny squares. The bag with 5 are made from Red Heart all-in-one granny yarn." Okay, so let me see here. So I think that's this one. She says, "Yes, those were very frustrating after a while, constantly frogging back and using a small hook to get the right color placement. I was so done with those." Okay, so she got 5 of those from the Red Heart Granny Square yarn. And then she said, "The others are made up using 2 random skeins I had in my stash." So this one says 8 granny squares, and this is a loops and threads yarn. And you guys can see that's like purples and blues. So there's 8 in there. And then this one says 8 granny squares with Red Heart Flamingo pooling yarn. Oh my gosh, those are so pretty. I mean, you guys, those could even go together. If you have like a solid color in between, absolutely beautiful. She said, "I also made 16 prayer squares using scrap yarns." Oh my gosh. So there is one bag full and there is another bag full. So there's 8 prayer squares in each one of these. She says, "I'm very happy to help out with these small items that will make a big difference to the recipient in need." So true. "Thank you and enjoy the rest of your summer. Your yarny friend in Michigan," from Jan. So Jan, thank you so much for sending these beautiful granny squares, and this blanket for that Lovey is absolutely perfect. Seriously perfect for what you got. Okay, so the next package I have here is from Carrie, and she is from Connecticut. She was also part of our collaboration for our Loveys, and she did send me a card, and that's what it says on the front, and on the back it says, "P.S. I had a cat several years ago, and there may be cat dander or fur in my stash, as my kitty loved yarn. Just a heads up." Okay, so she did put her item in a plastic bag. So there is the card. Oh, so pretty. And she writes, "Hi Rose, I hope all is well with you and yours. Enclosed is my Lovey collab for the bear." So this was also the bear. I had a lot of these, you guys. This was the bear that Carrie got. And she says, "I used Hirschner's worsted weight yarn." Okay, so there is the Lovey blanket. Hirschner's worsted weight yarn in the something for honey color, and Red Heart Super Saver in red and white. I used Zelda's pattern, so that's Zelda Z's pattern. Thank you again for letting me take part in this collab. It was a lot of fun making this, Lovey. Your yarny friend, Carrie. So, Carrie, you did an amazing job matching that up. Look at how perfect that is. Oh my gosh. You guys are just so talented. Even just from a picture, you guys are amazing. Okay, the next one I have on the table, I believe it comes from Carol, and it says on, because there's no first name or anything, and it says collab mail, so I know that this was a collaboration, and it says Cat House on it. So let me see here. She says Cat House, Cat House, and the note says, here we go. Oh, it is from Carol. She says, hi, Rose, here is my collab. Thank you for letting me be a part of this happy crocheting, from Carol. You guys are so amazing. You should not be thanking me for letting you be a part of it. You guys are just amazing for wanting to do it. Okay, so she also sent, I'll show you the collab in a second, but she made this guy, and she did put him in a bag because she's got cats, and there is the Lovey blanket for that guy. And then this was her stuffed animal that she was given as her item. And look at the blanket she made for this. Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. Carol, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much for offering to make the blanket for this guy so that he could go to the Generous Crafters, and some little person will just be totally loving on this. So thank you so, so much, Carol, for offering to do this with us. We really appreciate it. When I say we, I mean the Generous Crafters. I mean everyone else in this yarn community thinks that you guys are the bomb diggity, seriously. So thank you again for sending these. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, you guys, the next package came from Erin, and she is from Oklahoma, and her note says Cat House on it. I'll read you the note. She says, hi, Rose. This elephant and jellyfish are both made with Hobie's Rainbow Cotton 8x8 yarn. The elephant, oh my gosh, I wish I could open this up, you guys, but here, I'm gonna just show you guys. She says the elephant is a free pattern on littlecrochetfarm.com. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Look at the ears. Oh, this is just beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to open it up, but I'm not going to. She says, oh my gosh, and look at the jellyfish. She says the jellyfish is a free pattern at onedogwoof.com, and I used the free pattern from onedogwoof.com too, except I don't make mine ruffly. Ooh, I should make it ruffly. What a great touch on there. And then she says, so glad to be able to donate to those in need through the Generous Crafters, from Erin. And then she's got a whole bag of granny squares. Oh, that is so amazing. Thank you so much, Erin, for sending your beautiful donations. I mean, you guys, I'm going to put that down there. The elephant is just incredible. Incredible. You do amazing, amazing work, Erin. Thank you so much for sending it for the Generous Crafters. I love it. Okay, so the next package here came from Terry, and let me just make sure I have where she's from. She is from Maryland, and there is a whole little box here of prayer squares. And I believe there are 2 in each bag here. And she sent me a card, Niagara Parks. It says, to Rose from Terry, subject, no cats. But she put these individually, she individually bagged them. Thank you so much, Terry. She says, Rose, I enjoy working with you year in and year out. Enclosed are 20 pocket squares, 1 bookmark, 6-inch granny squares, and a hat and a scarf. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll show you. There's 4 prayer squares, and there are 4 more prayer squares. And then we have 4 more. My goodness gracious. There are 4 more there. And then, oh wow, thank you so much for those, Terry. And then there is the little bookmark. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Look at that. And then we've got 6-inch granny squares. So I'm going to show you the granny squares here. So we've got these two. Oh, look at the colors. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty, Terry. Look at that. Like, and these colors, you guys would all probably match. Look, that looks like a heart. Isn't that cool the way that pooled? And that looks like a little itty bitty flower in the center. Oh my gosh, Terry, thank you so much for sending these granny squares. They are beautiful. Look at those colors. Oh, I just love them. And there are the last two. And then here is the hat and scarf set. So the scarf is in there. And look at how pretty the stitches are on that hat. Oh my gosh. Terry, thank you so much for sending donations for the generous crafters. And I am so glad that you guys are willing to send your donations here to the Chicago area, because everyone like needs help, right? Okay, so this next box, I need y'all to pay attention. Whoever sent this one did not put, there's no return address on here unless it got ripped off. It looks like it's from somewhere in Ohio, and it says no cats on there. But you guys, there is a Lovey blanket, and I don't know who this came from. Like, I still have like 8 or 9 Loveys that are not claimed. So if you sent me this box, which also has granny squares, I'll show you guys the granny squares as I'm talking. If you sent this package with these amazing granny squares, I mean, look at that. And you're from Ohio, please send me an email and let me know that it was you, so I know which animal to attach this to, because this is the Lovey blanket that was in the box, and there's no name, so I don't know which little stuffy to pull out for that one. So that one, ooh, look at that yarn. That one will just get pushed to the side until I get an email. There are the last two. So if you are familiar with this and you made this, please send me an email and let me know that this one came from you. And thank you so much for sending it and all the granny squares. I really do appreciate you guys. Okay, we only have 2 more packages, guys. Hang on. All right, you guys, the next box came from Bonnie, and she also has her business name on there as Purple Tulip Crochet. She is from Massachusetts, and I have this adorable card, and it says, "Hi, I sent a few hats for September and a few 6-inch squares. The collaboration Lovey was made with Karen Funfetti Cake." Oh, collaboration Lovey. Okay, so there is... oh, that's this one. Okay, hold on just a second, guys. Okay, so Bonnie was part of our collaboration, and this was the stuffed animal that she was provided. And she said she made the Lovey blanket for it out of Karen Funfetti cakes, and it's the pink one. So look at how adorable. Oh my gosh, Bonnie, thank you so much for sending this. Now, I'm not taking it out of the bag because she says my cats say hi. So thank you so much, Bonnie, for being a part of my collaboration. She says, I included the label as I had never seen them till it was on clearance. All the Loveys are made with Zelda's pattern. So Zelda NRJ3. She says the stitch with the blue multi is a red heart granny square. So look at that big stitch with a Christmas hat. And she said that yarn is Red Heart Granny Square. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And stitch is a big thing right now. And then she says, the stitch with the blue sparkle is Karen Simply Soft Party. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is definitely sparkly. And then she says the Neon Dragon. Ooh, he's cool. He's got purple eyes. You guys probably can't see him, but you can see the yarn. This is Red Heart Neon Stripes, and she said her cats say hi. And then there's this bag here with the hats in them. So I'm pretty sure you can see there's the top of one of them. And then it's hard to see, but there's like, it's like a really pretty teal green in that one. And then there are the granny squares. Bonnie, thank you so much for collaborating with us on the Lovey. I really appreciate it. And for sending all these guys. You guys are so generous. It's appropriate that we're doing a charity called the Generous Crafters because you guys are all such generous crafters. It's amazing. Okay, we got one more, guys. Hang on. All right, you guys, the last package comes from Cherie, and she is from Virginia, and I have a note, and it says, "Hello, Rose. I pray all is well with you and your family. I used Z's tutorial for the 3 Loveys." And so here, I will start showing you. She says, the yellow yarn is from Temu, and then she says the multi yarn and the purple are loops and threads, and the green was in my stash. So she said this yarn came from Temu. So there is one Lovey. And then here are the other 2. Oh my gosh, they look perfect. Look at how well that matches. Oh my gosh. And look at the purple on the bottom. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable. Thank you so much, Cherie. Okay, she says the hat and scarf sets are child and adult made on the Centro. The yellow is the Temu yarn, and I included the label for the other. Okay, so this is the Temu yarn, and she said she made this on her Centro machine, which is a knitting machine. So there is the hat, and there is the scarf. I'm gonna put it right inside there. And then she said this one, she's got Premier Everyday Anti-Pilling. It looks like the color is called Navy Marl. And there is the hat and the scarf for that one. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Then she says the individual hats are made from tutorials on YouTube. Okay, the blue sparkle cotton, there's that one, is Hobby Lobby, but it's a clearance yarn. So that's really, really nice. Oh my gosh, and it's so pretty. The gray and black is, that's this one right here, is Cotton Blend from Yarn Art, which is also clearance. Man, I love clearance yarn. And that is this one right here. So that is for that one. And then she says, both are easy crochet bucket hat tutorials by Crochet Dreams on YouTube. Then here is the smaller child-sized hat, and that was that Temu yarn that she said. Yeah, this one was made on the Centro. And then she says the blue Tom, which is this one right here. Look at that, you guys. She said, I made a while ago and I don't remember the pattern. And this is Toy Box yarn from Premier, and the color is called Kite, like go fly a kite. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Oh, it's like one of those beret type ones, right? And then she says the green and orange, oh, look at that. What? Our Big Twist yarn, the multi is loops and threads yarn. It's the Little Dirk crochet hat tutorial by Carvalho Crochets on YouTube. Man, that is so nice. I need to go look that up. Look at the colors on that. Just amazing. She says, thank you for your kindness and compassion you have towards others. Also, thanks all that donate to help make all the difference in spreading love and kindness to others they will never know or meet. And isn't that the truth? Love you, Cherie from Virginia. And then she said it was bagged for mailing purposes to keep clean after she completes them. Yeah, she stuffed them in like one of those vacuum bags. It was amazing the way you packed all that in there, Cherie. So that is all for today's video. Like I said, I have a craft fair on Sunday. I have like hardly anything to bring there. And I'm not going to be able to make enough stuff to make up what I sold last weekend. So just mental note to myself for next year to start early making stuff. So thank you so much to everyone who participated in the Lovey collaboration. We still have quite a few out there that still need to come in. So that'll keep trickling in, I'm sure. And thank you to anyone who has sent granny squares and Loveys and starting to send the hats and the scarves. Believe it or not, yesterday it was kind of chilly. I mean, like the temperature difference from like last week to this week is like 20 degrees difference. So that's Chicago weather for you. If you don't like it, just wait a couple hours and it'll change on you. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day whenever you're watching this. And I will see you next week with another Yarn Yakking video. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.